What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Tag Force. In the last episode, we addressed a few things, and of course, built our brand new Macro Monarch deck. Did a few other little things as well. But in this episode, I have a couple more things I'd like to address before we continue. So, I did state last week, in the last episode, that the 60 subscribers special announcement, tournament announcement, was going to be this week, and it has not been uploaded. I did not forget. I just wanted to wait a little bit longer because of something that happened to the channel recently. If you watch my Left 4 Dead video, I touched on it there a little bit, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit more because this is a solo video for me. So I was at 80 subscribers at the time of recording last episode, and then I dropped all the way down to 62 the next day. And I think it had something to do with YouTube unsubscribing a bunch of people, because I've also been having issues with fluctuating views on other videos. Like, for example, I would have 300 views on a video and it would go down to 250. So, and then from 250 it would go up to 270, and then it would go down to 150 or something like that. YouTube's been messing up on me a little bit here lately, so I wanted to postpone that video a little bit before making it, because we had reached the 80 sub mark, which is another milestone, which the milestone is actually 75, and so we had hit that milestone by that point, and we went back down. So I wanted to give it a little bit of time. We're close to 70 again on the channel. So if you guys are not subscribed right now, and you were before, or you just happen to like my content, please do subscribe, because there's going to be a Master Duel Tournament with my subs for some prizes coming up whenever we get the chance to upload the video. It'll probably be next week. I think that's probably enough time to give it to try to build back up. 75 subscribers was the second goal, and if we get to the second goal, I am going to up the prizes for that tournament. They will be physical prizes, of course. I will be sending them out to you guys via the mail and that sort of thing when we do the tournament. Once it's finished, of course, I will be streaming it live on Twitch, as long as all you guys are okay with that and all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's get into the video. As you can see, we have advanced a couple days to get some cards, so I would like to go ahead and quickly go over the deck that we're bringing to today's episode. At least for the beginning. I may make another one, who knows, it depends on what our pulls look like. But our first deck here is continuing on with Macro Monarch, as we have our 1 Book of Moon, our 2 Bottomless, our Compulse, our Confi, our Scout Planes at 3, our Survivors at 3, our Warrior down to 1 copy, our 3-Dimensional Fissure, our Exiled Force, our Regular Fissure, our Grand Convergence, our 1 Grand Mark now. A new inclusion is Grenmaju Daiza. So we're banishing a lot of cards, and a lot of our cards tend to get banished as well. And Grenmaju just gets pretty big whenever you do that, so I like having him in the deck as a one-of, just for fun. The 2 Helios, the Jinzo, the Vortex, the 3 Macrocosmos, our 1 Marshmelon, our Mobius, our My Body, our 2 Nock, our Sangan, our 2 Solemns, our Swords, the End of Anubis, the Tricky, Thestalos, the Firestorm Monarch. We obtained 3 copies of this off screen, which is kind of crazy to me, but we do have him now, and we are playing 2 in the deck. Our Tsukuyomi, and our other new inclusion, Zaborg, the Thunder Monarch, the other Monarch that exists in the game at this point. We only have 1 of him. I don't know if I'd play more of him. I think in some cases he's probably better than Grand Marg, but Zaborg's nice. We have the 1, and we're playing the Zaborg, and that is our list with our small changes that we have made to it. And we do have quite a bit of money. We got 6,000 DP that we're going to be spending. And we're going to talk to Dorothy here. As I stated in the last episode, we are going to be buying a ton of dragon packs. So there's some cards in here that I want to get for decks I've talked about playing some like legacy decks, like Blue Eyes. I think we got some Kaiba Man at one point or another, and there's more support for like dragons and things like that in here. There's a specific deck that I really want to play that I did a lot of pulls for off screen. So we're gonna go. We'll go 2,000 into them and just see what we pull. Dragon Seeker, Cave Dragon, Axe Dragonoot is okay. There's Meteor Dragon, Des Volgardblathla. Love that guy, cool guy. Whitehorn Dragon, the cover of the card, one of my favorite old school cards. Really cool looking card. Gandora's in here, very nice, very cool deck. Spirit Ryu. Black Skull Dragon's a card we wanted. Mash Dragon's a card we want 3 of. Dragon's Rage is not bad at all. There's a couple other cards in here I'd like to pull. This opening so far has honestly been better than I honestly expected. Red Eyes Black Chick is a card that I wanted to get a couple copies of. Meteor Black Dragon, there's one of the big cards that we needed. And a second copy of that's actually pretty nice. I would probably actually run 2 or 3 of it in the extra deck. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon's a card that I wanted. We almost got everything that I wanted, at least one copy of it. There's the second Black Chick, which is good enough to satisfy me, and that is not an innuendo. I just realized how that sounded, but do not quote me on that, thank you, please. Another Whitehorn Dragon. And Element Dragon, we got Behemoth is good. A third chick, not bad. Blue Eye Shining Dragon's a card I wanted to pick up out of this. Yeah, pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. A good opening. How much of that have we uncovered? 82%, pretty nice. I say we keep going. I say we grab 20 more packs of this, see what we can get. We already got a pretty good pool. I'd like to try to grab a couple of other cards from this pack before we do move on. I would run out all of my money on this, but I kind of realized in between episodes as I was looking at the card list at this that a lot of the stuff that I really want is lower rarity. Dragon Dwelling in the Caves, kind of cool. 2K Defenders, not bad. Troop Dragons, another card that I wanted to get a couple copies of. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, we would probably only play the 1. 2 Troop Dragon. I think that's only 2 Troop Dragon. That's 3 now if we didn't have it. I did want the 3, of course. Spirit Ryu again. Des Volgarathafel. Not exactly the card. Dragon's Mirror is a card I wanted 2 to 3 copies of. I'd like to have that for a deck that I'm trying to build. 2 Mash Dragons is fantastic. I'd like to have 3, but 2 works for me. I will happily take 2 copies of it. Dragon Dwelling in the Cave. Another Behemoth, but we don't need it. It is limited to 1 currently. Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, we don't need it. Second Dragon's Mirror, fantastic opening so far. Fantastic. If I get 1 more of that, and 1 more Mash Dragon, we would be completely set. We would be definitely able to build the deck that I want to build. There's the 3rd Mash Dragon asking you shall receive. Can we get a 3rd copy of Dragon's Mirror? Kaiser Glider is actually really nice. A card that I quite like. Personally. Dragon Dwelling in the Cave was new. Troop Dragon was new, so it's good that we picked up that. Anything else? Yeah, the 2 Dragon's Mirror ultis. Or no, we have 3 Mash Dragon, because we pulled 1 before. We were at 3 now. I think. If I am not mistaken. If I am not mistaken. I don't know. I think we're at 3 now. Let me go look. Actually, if we're at 3 Mash, no, we are at 3 Mash Dragon. I literally said that. I'm thinking of Dragon's Mirror. We're at 91%. Do we want to go for the 3rd mirror and see what else we can pull with the rest of our money? Because I don't really think I'm necessarily trying to build any other decks right now, except for like what I can pull out of this. And this pack, the Good Old Days pack, is 300 DP. We might save that for a much later episode. I say let's run out all our money on the Dragon packs. Why not? Why not? Try to get one more Dragon's Mirror. 3 rounds of it. One more Dragon's Mirror will set us up perfectly for what I want to do. Of course, we already have copies of Polymerization to play in this deck as well. There we go. There's also a fair few cards that we have yet to pull from this. X Dragon Newt, Ryu again, Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, nothing we haven't seen before. Shining Dragon, we wouldn't play more than one of it, but kinda neat. Dragon Newt. Oh, there's Five-Headed Dragon. There's the card I was also looking for. A very big chase card, and Stamping Destruction's really nice as well. So Five-Headed Dragon was one of the main cards I was hoping to pull out of this last opening. I didn't really want to mention it, because I wanted it to be a surprise. But a copy of that and a copy of Dragon's Mirror would be completely ideal. If we had that on lock, we would be doing very fantastic. Because there's a really fun deck that I made a long time ago. That, oh, there's the third mirror. Ask and you shall receive. We have everything now, everything that I wanted. But there's a very fun deck that I made a while back that made use of Troop Dragon, Mash Dragon, and all of that to make Five-Headed Dragon as quickly as humanly possible, with copies of Dragon's Mirror, of course. There's a fourth Mash Dragon. So I wanted to recreate that deck and just kind of show it off. And, you know, some of the contents of the deck may surprise you, but, yeah, there we go. There's only one Stamping's kinda eh. I wouldn't mind having 2, but I don't think we're gonna pull for it. I'd like to have 2 copies of Five-Headed Dragon as well, but again, it's a great card, so I'm glad to just have the one of this. Big 5,000, and does not take battle damage from Earth, Wind, Fire, or Dark Monsters. I'm assuming that means it can't be destroyed by them, as its future printings would say, but you know. You know how old text be sometimes. This is overall very satisfying for our Dragon Drive pulls here. I'm quite content with that. There's still a couple cards that we haven't pulled for a couple of other decks, or a other deck at least, that I wanted to build, but I think that was overall pretty damn successful. So now this would be the point where, in any other episode, I would build a deck, but I still want to show off Macro Monarch, because I think that this deck is pretty sick, especially with the little edits that we made in between episodes. And I could think of nobody better than the man lamenting his status right now at the Slifer dorms, still chilling here at the Obelisk dorms, even though he doesn't belong here anymore. The man who just came back to the island, it's our buddy Chaz Princeton, who we haven't actually had the chance to really do anything with. So with Chaz, only after that little duel that we see does he actually become interactable with, as you can see. You're accusing me of peeping? Are you trying to insult me? What do you want to talk about? See, now we can talk to him. Let's talk about duels. Why would I care about that? Go away. Didn't go well. So yeah, he wouldn't give us the time of day before, but now that he's a Slifer Slacker too, he'll talk to us, but he will also duel us. A duel? Well, okay. You'll regret it. So this is going to be our first one-on-one duel against the Chaz. And we get to choose if we want to go first or second, and I would like to go first, please. So this is going to be interesting. I wanted to show this off. I know we have dueled Chaz before, and we have seen him duel before, but this is our first chance to duel him one-on-one. And we have a decent enough opening hand. Not exactly the best, but pretty good. Any hand with Confiscation seems pretty nice. So we're going to fire that Confiscation, pay a stack, and see what Chaz is working with. So no monsters. Swords level up, Oja Magic, and Arm Dragon level 5. I'm gonna send Swords here. Just prevents us from having to deal with that annoyance, and I'm going to T-set now. So Chaz, as we saw, did not have a monster at all, except for Arm Dragon level 5, which he cannot summon right now. So hopefully that stays true. And he's throwing down a face down and ending his turn. So it did remain true. He had no playable monster that he pulled off the top. We have our macro here, which is very nice for us. So I'm just going to continue ripping cards out of his hand with Thestalos here. I know that it's probably smarter to play Jinzo, but I want to be able to activate macro. So I think Thestalos is probably the better choice. Yeah, his back row was nothing real anyway. And now we're going to go to main 2. We're going to set the macro and call it a turn. And now it's Chaz's turn. What is he going to do? Activates the spell card Lightning Vortex. That is interesting. Now, I could activate macro here to make sure he gets banished for, like, what's it called? So I could have also chained that to have Oja Magic go, but I really don't care if he gets Ojama tokens, I won't lie. Or not Ojama tokens, the Ojamas just in general. He's throwing down another face down. And at the end of his turn, we are going to fire our macro and special summon to the field a copy of Helios, the Primordial Sun, from the deck. And we are drawing for our turn. And we have the knock, so I mean, might as well go for Jinzo. I was gonna go Zaborg, but the knock top deck's pretty good. It does stop macro from working, but we don't have really any of our cards that want that right now out on the field. So we should just be fine to go ahead and donk him for 2,400, putting him down to his last 3,200 life points. And we're doing pretty dang well for ourselves here. And honestly, if we want to, we could even, like, Zaborg next turn over Jinzo to turn macro back on and to remove his other monster. If we really wanted to, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the hand looks like when we draw. Lightning Vortex of our own. I think we're just good to keep going for beatdown. Ooh, Cyberjar. Okay, it's a good thing. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing, but Compulse, Grand Marg, Grand Convergence, Exiled Force. Not exactly the best card. I'm going to set it because he's definitely going to get some monsters. And Tsukuyomi can't be normal summoned or set. And he has the heavy. Heavy for our macro. He's got Master Dragon. And Premet and Flying Kamakiri. This guy does play like all the recruiters in the world. But we're not doing too terribly bad right now. So let me go to my second main phase. And I will tribute over my Exiled Force for Zaborg, the Thunder Monarch. First time we're getting to see this guy in action, as I can destroy a monster, so I'm going to pick Master Dragon. And then, oh wait, he has the heavy. I'm just going to set it, yeah. I'll just set Compulse. That makes him have to choose. what he's going to do. He also still has a back row, so he may not fire heavy right away. Nope, he does. Okay. So he's going to have to choose what his normal summon is used up by, because if we compulse now, throw that back to his hand, he does not have tribute fodder for Armed Dragon level 5 anymore, so he has to either set an Ojama or that again. And she is setting that again, I believe. He's got a back row. Don't know what it could be. Draw for turn here. Scout plane is kind of useless at the moment, but this is why we have our Grandmarg, because now we just tribute over Zaborg, summon Grandmarg. Grandmarg's effect will trigger and get rid of the floater most likely. Oh, it's not the floater. It is Ojama Green. Not exactly what we wanted to see there, but it's K. We just drop him down to 800 life. Not a situation that you want to be in against a situation where you're facing down Grandmarg. So we're gonna pass our turn there. And he's going to set a monster. So that's probably Flying Kamakiri, if I had to take a guess. He gets 2 fresh ones off the top, has to discard one. Knock would be fantastic right now. Instead we end up with Scout Plane, so we're operating under the assumption that that is Flying Kamakiri, so we are just going to set a Scout Plane for future tributes, and it is not, it is Ojama Black, so we could have won the duel right there. Oh well, better to be safe than it is to be sorry, I suppose. But it is now going to be the Chaz's turn, as he's going to draw his card. And dark holing our board. Oh man. Oh dang. Now he summons the Kamakiri. I mean, we're still fine. We can still win. It's just like kind of annoying because I could have won last turn and avoided all this aggravation and losing my monarch. It just doesn't feel good. We take 1400 to the dome and he is passing turn. Draw here. So this is kind of the reason I like Lightning Vortex so much, is that if we have a dead card in our hand like Grand Convergence, we can just pitch it to do that. So we have to normal summon Scout Plane here because Tsukuyomi will just set itself, which will not help us, and we have exact lethal if this connects, which would be really funny, and it is. Chaz is done for. Not so tough without Bastion by your side, are ya? You're just lucky you don't get cocky. I mean, I was in control most of that duel. I feel comfortable with that. 364 duel points. Don't even worry about it. Supposed to be a loser. Well, I mean, I guess it was you today. Now, I've done things a little out of order. I could have done this when we were here already, but you know, no time like the present. I kind of forgot I wanted to duel with Macro Monarch real quick on screen. Let's talk to Jaden real quick. Hey Koji, just the man I was looking for. You want to hook up with me for Tag Force? Don't worry about Cyrus and Chumley. Looks like Cyrus is in with his brother, and Chumley's going with Velian. I figured you and I would make a rockin' team. That's why I asked you. Alright, let's do it. And that ends the day, but we have secured ourselves a Tag Force partner. So, going to look at the list of duelists here. As you can see, we have not maxed out Jaden's affinity completely, as there is still a little red, a little heart that needs to be done. You need this big heart here that you can see. If you have that big heart with any of the characters, they will agree to be your tag partner. I have to work on some other people, like for example, I would really need to work on Lexus to get DD Warrior Lady for our other deck that we were trying to play. I forget what it was now, honestly. Oh, the counter fairies. But yeah, I would have to match her up with Jaden, which would take a very long time. And you get to see their little bios and stuff, which is something that I think is kind of neat. Some of them are quite long, as you can see, but yeah, that's just something kind of cool. You can also switch between Chaz's Obelisk Blue and Slifer Red outfits by using the D-pad, which is kind of funny, or you know, kind of neat too. But yeah, so that was our Macro Monarch duel against the Chaz. So we're gonna go ahead and advance time and show off a class really quickly and see if anything neat happens before we start to power through again. Also, I should probably mention, since after that whole situation, this starts to spawn in the world. This is for the festival. Nothing happens with it. You can't interact with it or do anything until the festival begins. But the festival is a really neat part of the game. I always love to get to it. I would always get to it as a kid and then like have to restart the game. But now we actually have a Tag Force partner, so we won't have to worry about that. We're gonna go ahead and go to class though. I also love how like evil Chaz's like little sprite looks. I don't know if you guys saw that very well. Cyrus, what must you have in a duel? I know, Chancellor. Respect for your opponent. Right. Respect your enemy and you respect yourself. Yes, sir. You know, I kind of have that same philosophy when I duel too. You know, a lot of people, you know, like that I duel in real life or like whatever. A lot of my friends, you know, they'll probably know that I don't do what's called like a homie drop. You guys might be familiar with the term. I don't like to disrespect my opponent by giving them a turn while I'm on top, saying that, you know, I could have beat you, but I didn't, sort of thing. I don't really like to do that. Maybe you think I'm wrong, but I just kind of feel that it's disrespectful. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So we are back here again at the card shop because we have Earth Monsters on tap for today. And I wanted to check. You know, we could get 4 more Dragon Packs. I'm kind of tempted to get some Earth Monsters though. We can almost get all of the packs that are remaining here. I just want to see what we can pull. Jerry Beans, man, best card in Yu-Gi-Oh, of course. Master Monk. I was just kind of hoping we could get lucky and maybe pull Giant Rat for future decks. And Mega Rock. I think we already have Mega Rock though. I do want to make a Mega Rock deck at some point. No, we didn't have Mega Rock. We have it now. Oh, this was great. And 3 Giant Rats, so I do want to make a Mega Rock deck at some point because it's a fun card. It's kind of cool. There's a little bit of a story I could tell with the card, but we'll save that for when we actually play the deck later on in the future. With that all being said, though, allow me to check the schedule really quickly. We have a couple days that we can power through to get to the 3rd test, and see how that goes for us. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I will see you guys if anything interesting happens or when we're about to test. Alright, I stand corrected. The next day was Sunday, which is Tag Duel Day, and I do want to do 1 Tag Duel with Jaden by my side now that we are so well acquainted and we are, you know, we're basically doing the Tag Force tournament together because there's something I want to do. So Zane, Alexis, we've been having some rivalries. We've been having some duels. Tag Force tournament's coming up. You're not gonna be teaming with Alexis then. I'm gonna be teaming with Jaden. I might not be using the deck that I'm using now, but I want to see how we stack up. now that we have become the best of friends and the best of duelists. Nice little reference there for anybody who gets that. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know where that comes from, comments, let me know. I want to see how this will go. Kind of try to break the tie between me and Zane as well in a tag duel. Let's see if we can overcome our rivals, and I will still be using Macro Monarch here. Now, also when it comes to Macro Monarch, I don't know how many episodes or when we'll be using it. I just wanted to use it for a few episodes. I know probably so far, I would have to say, functionally, it's my favorite deck. It's either that or Clown Control. Both fun decks. So, I like to try to give decks a couple episodes to be shown off. I didn't want to just do a one and done last week, especially for a deck that I've had so much fun testing with. So I don't know how often we'll be using it, and usually I wouldn't really want to use it in a tag duel because of how much it could hinder my partner's strategy. Like, for example, heroes would probably rather have their monsters in the graveyard as opposed to banished, especially with, like, Elemental Hero, Shining Flame Wingman, and that sort of thing. Not a bad start here. And the Dimensional Fissure, which will actually be very nice for us. Go ahead and activate that. Normal summon our Survivor, get things going. You know, I like to think, we're going to go ahead and go to battle hit with Wild Edge, just in case this is a recruiter, which it is not. I like to think that all of, like, I know you guys probably noticed on the bottom of the screen how many duels I've done against Jaden. And I like to think of, like, all of those little duels as us just practicing, trying to determine like what decks we should use and how to counter different cards and things like that. Just a little fun little headcanon that I have for the Tag Force series. Oh, I could have. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. If I just hit no on replay, then nothing would happen. But Wild Edge right here, very nice card for scapegoats. It's a Shura Priest, but on a fusion guy, and is bigger. Pretty nice, if you ask me. I'm still pretty sure when it comes to me and Jaden tag dueling in the Tag Force tournament, uh-oh, that's not fun. At least I forgot to set bottomless. I genuinely did mistakenly not set it, so in this scenario, it turned out good for me. But anyway, I think when it comes to me and Jaden dueling in the Tag Force tournament, it's probably best if we both play heroes to maximize the consistency. And the hero deck that I have isn't bad or anything. It's not, like, fantastic, but it's not a bad card. Or, not a bad card, not a bad deck. I would say probably my two best decks are Clown Control and Macro Monarch. I may do a save state before taking on the Tag Force tournament. And just as, like, a fun little video, maybe like a little bonus video, we can see how the Tag Force tournament would have went if I would have used some different decks. So, you know, for example, we'll probably be playing Hero the first time around, but I can load back that save state and we can try Macro Monarch and Clown Control and all of those. Okay, here we have knock, so we're gonna knock this set. Alright, that was a good choice. Set this down, and you know, I think we just kind of go for Genzo here. That way it locks down all the back row that's currently been set. on our opponent's field, and they either have to answer him. Of course, it locks down all of our back row too, as we have like Bottomless, which is like dead now, Magic Cylinder, which is dead now. But I feel like it's probably better for us to have Jinzo up as opposed to not. And it does shut down Saku, which Jaden just set, which is unfortunate. See, this is sort of what I meant, because like I do still run Jinzo in my hero deck because I love Jinzo. It's my favorite old school card. And we have the Heavy, which makes basically all of our decisions completely useless now. But it's fine. They have no back row, we have no back row. They set a card. It's my turn next, so we have like options. Borg's kind of cool. I'm just gonna set Scout Plane though. Unfortunately, we were not able to get our Dimensional Fissure to stick. So Moth's gonna get back the Scapegoat, which really doesn't matter while we have Wild Edge up. And there goes Etoile Cyber, and Jinzo going in for the big schmack. Not too shabby there. So we have a Tribute Fodder so long as it survives this next turn for like our Zaborg or our Anubis. And pre-mat, what is he gonna pre-mat back? That's the question. He's got some decent targets sitting there in the graveyard. Etoile Cyber was not exactly what I had in mind as one of them, though. So, Etoile Cyber is gonna definitely hit our set, which is unfortunate for them because we have equal attack and defense. I thought their stats were swapped, Etoile Cyber's. I thought it was 16-12, but it is 12-16, so that's actually pretty nice for us. So we have Jaden drawing for turn here. Pot of Greed is pretty nice. The green man's cheesing, and he's cheesing for our side of the field, so we are going to get to draw 2. And Sparkman and Clayman are two of the best ones we could have gotten. Summoning Sparkman now, it's going to do more damage. Is that game on board that we have now? That is definitely game on board that we have. So a big schmack from our boy Wild Edge. Jaden's going in with Scout Plane. Down to 26. He's going in with Sparkman. Oh, he's going to let our Jinzo do it. He's going to let our Jinzo win. How nice of him. Letting our favorite card deal the final blow. Our favorite old school card, that is. Very nice. And we got that leg up on Zane and Alexis before the Tag Force tournament, which feels pretty good. Never thought you'd be this much stronger than me. Yeah, I didn't think that duel was going to go as smoothly as it did, but Jaden summoning Wild Edge at the very start was very nice. Very big help for us. Not bad. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Well, with that all being said, I will see you guys back when something interesting happens or the test is about to begin, whichever happens first. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the test day. I have went ahead and took the liberty of advancing time to the correct time to begin class. So why don't we go ahead and do that? We have a fun test today. There are two parts, written and practical. Let's start with the first, written exam. It's multiple choice, select the correct answer. The written exam begins now. Let's see what we got. Question number 1. Which is not a spirit monster? Yatagarasu is. Ashura Priest is. Dark Dust Spirit is. So Wing Eagle. Question 2. Which letter is in the Destiny board message? Q? No. So it is definitely A. Final in English and Death in the original. Question 3. Which monster is water attribute? Fiend Reflection is not. Lacunga. Niwatori isn't. Yamadron and Lacunga. I think Lacunga is water. Question 4. Which is not an Ojama trio? Green, black, blue, yellow. Blue doesn't exist at this point in time, so it is Ojama Blue. Question 5. Harpy Lady. How many sisters? 3 sisters. I have blisters. I kind of want to answer that. No, there's 3. When exam is over, next is the practical. I have blisters. Why? Why? Anyway. Let's get our way up here, and we are taking on a Slifer, which we have dueled twice before. I think this is the guy we dueled, like, both times. Alright, Mr. Crowler, Dr. Crowler, Professor Crowler, when you're ready, talk to the opponent. Alright. It is time to duel Ite. I think is how you pronounce his name. I think I finally figured it out. Ite. I'm gonna just keep going scissors. Alright, we lost. I was thinking about going, like, rock, but we got to go first anyway, that's what we wanted. Doesn't matter. Simple as that. I'll do it. His deck's called Halloween Corpse, which sounds really cool, but I'm willing to bet that it's not that cool. So I'm gonna set Summon Survivor. Pass turn. Not a bad start. Survivor does need to be face up on the field to be able to be summoned back from the banish zone. Unlike Scout Plane, which we could set. I honestly just kinda... Ooh, he's playing Poly. I honestly kinda just want to have the attack points. So this is kinda good. We'll macro here. And we will special summon to get the free body. But this will banish his fusion materials instead of sending them to the graveyard. So Helios, the primordial sun, is here. And he is going to fuse... Probably... yes. Great Mammoth of Gold. Fine. This is a Koji card right here. Koji used to play this in his original deck in Indarp. So that's interesting. This guy looks like he's playing a very similar deck to that of which Koji would be playing. And he's got Clown Zombie, which is not a card Koji used to play, but is kind of similar to a card that he does play, which is Crass Clown. So that's kind of funny. We stand to take a little bit of damage here from Great Mammoth of Gold. Fine, but that's okay because our Survivor will be surviving. He's gonna come back. And here he is. Survivor do be surviving. He do be surviving. And it is time to draw for turn. Jinzo, not exactly ideal right now, so we're going to tribute over our Survivor for the end of Anubis. Go to battle, and hit over Great Mammoth of Gold. Fine. Dealing a fair amount of damage right there. 300 damage is nothing to sneeze at whenever it's 2 big dudes tussling. And we are going to pass turn. Survivor will be coming back, which is fantastic. Alright, looks like he's drawn for turn. What will we see? A defense mode and a set monster. No traps on his side, so there's no reason for us to summon Jinzo. which would also turn off our Macrocosmos, which is something we don't want to do. But we did get Zaborg, which is very nice. I will tribute over Survivor and bring out our Zaborg. Activate his effect. We are going to pop the set because we don't know what it is. And it was just another normal monster, nothing too crazy. I'll hit into his defense mode monster with Clown Zombie, or not with Clown Zombie, with Zaborg, because the End of Anubis will do more damage if we hit with it. Pretty basic. Also, the End of Anubis is just kind of better Summon Skull, which is kind of interesting to me. Of course, the defense value is different, which, you know, you could argue it makes it worse Summon Skull sometimes, but it has an effect, so, you know. And you really only cared about Summon Skull's attack, because its defense really isn't going to matter realistically. If it goes into defense mode, it's probably getting beaten over anyway. So, you know, just some, like, you know, kind of a neat observation. The End of Anubis being a little bit better than our boy Summon Skull, even though I probably prefer Summon Skull to it. Just design-wise, but it's a better card, I will openly admit that. So there's our DD Survivor again. I'm going to go for one Survivor into this monster. I just don't think, yeah, Return Zombie, it's not going to be anything crazy. We're going to go DD Survivor in. Our brand new Survivor, who is still going to be surviving, even though he's probably not going to have the chance to die unless there's like a Battle Fader or something in my future. Which I don't think existed at the time. It's a Synchro Era card. Some Synchro Era cards exist at this time, but I don't believe that's one of them. So he's going down to a single stack of life, and we are just going to smack him with the End of Anubis for the end of the duel. Pretty darn textbook, although he was a Slifer, so not too much to write home about, but I thought that was a pretty good representation of how the deck can play when macro's set up and you have a decent amount of tributes. He says, well, I lost. 224 DP, not too shabby if I do say so myself. Stop, finished all the exams. I'll mail you your results tomorrow. You're free to go. Let's see how we did. I think I missed one question. Got a 100! Oh, we didn't miss anything. Wonderful. I'm speechless. Well, thank you, Dr. Crowler. Thank you, thank you. We have a very not good number of DP, so in lieu of just doing another duel to get the money up, because that'll probably take a while, and we are kind of coming up on time on the video. It'll probably end up being a little bit of a shorter one, but that's okay. We're just preparing for stuff right now. I'm going to buy a couple more packs. What do we have going today? Light, which we don't really necessarily need anything from. Got this, got that. This is completed, that's completed. I did say we kind of could do some ritual stuff in the future. I mean, Zork's basically like Satan, so maybe the number of DP that we'll have will give us good luck. Let's give it a try. Why not? Turtle Oath, Skull Guardian, Contract with Dark Master. Another one. Curse of the Masked Beast. The Masked Beast. I don't remember if we got him or not last time we were trying to open some of these packs. Sonic Bird, I think we had as many of those as we needed. Ooh, Ruin. No Demise, though. That makes 2 Ruin. That's pretty cool. I actually did play a deck based around Ruin for fun a long time ago. So maybe I'll try to make a version of that, because it was with the new Ruin support that we get later, much later down the line in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. So that's something to think about, potentially in the future. But next episode, I think we're going to be playing with a brand new deck for the next little bit. As we see, we are very close to the school festival. Just a few more days. Off-screen grinding will probably just consist of will most likely just consist of us dueling like today, and I may just get up to the 11th or something like that to just do it at the start of the next episode. The festival, that being the festival, but we are very close to the end of the series now. The day before the Tag Force tournament is July 31st. And then August is the Tag Force meet date, and then just what comes after that. Who's to say? Who knows? I've actually never seen it, so I really don't know. When it gets to that point, maybe we'll start trying out some more fun decks. You know, some of our other decks that we may want to do. I think for the school festival, there's a certain deck that I definitely want to be playing for that, which is one that I've alluded to. So I hope you guys do enjoy that, and I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of Tag Force. A bit more like laid back, not much going on, but you know, a little bit of eventful. You know, duel Chaz the first time and all of that. So yeah, please do, of course, if you made it this far in the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a like, comment down below your favorite part of the video, and what decks you think I should be trying to build in the future, even if it's not in this Tag Force game. I'm going to be trying to play every single one of them on the channel at some point, and I'd like to know your opinions on what I should be playing. Because I like to try out new decks and interesting decks and things of that nature, and I think this series would be a really good chance to do that. Of course, do make sure that if you were subscribed before, that you are subscribed now, because of YouTube's, you know, little shenanigans that it's been doing. And that all being said, I'll see you guys in the next part.